You're watching On the Move on Yahoo Finance. I'm Julie Hyman. I'm watching shares of Facebook today. They're down about 3.3%, tracking some of the declines in the broader market. But there was some news on Facebook. The company has agreed to a $52 million settlement to workers at the company who were content moderators and said as a result that they had PTSD or other mental health issues. Let's talk about this a little bit because this has been a long-standing issue for the company. Melody, I know that you have been tracking it, and there is this conundrum, right? Because Facebook doesn't want certain content on its platform, but it's had a hard time using AI to fend it off.
Exactly. Remember, it was just 5 years ago, around 2014, end of 2014, that Facebook realized that they need humans to complement the artificial intelligence technology that they swore would be able to remove murders, rapes, suicides, very unsavory sexual behavior, child pornography, all of that stuff. So those categories, humans are now being forced to watch constantly. It is almost like a mechanism of torture in some ways, if you think about it. And according to this new settlement that was filed here in San Mateo Superior Court, Facebook did say, okay, we acknowledge that PTSD and depression are real byproducts of folks having to spend so much time with this content. But I think my issue here, Julie, is that each moderator will receive a minimum of about $1,000. They can use that money for however they want. Even thinking about our conversation with Scott Galloway, right? Let's hope that that money goes to therapy or some sort of medication or trying to figure out ways to boost their mental health status. But as we saw from The Verge's investigation last year, the average Facebook content moderator makes about $29,000 a year. So realistically speaking, in this sort of a crisis, I imagine that that money will not be actually invested in mental health services. Also, according to the lawyers, they foresee that more than half of these 11,000 content moderators that were part of this class action lawsuit, they will need additional services, whether that means they will be diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and the like. So I think the larger picture here is there are a lot of contractors that Facebook had employed to bring on these workers. Some of them, like Cognizant, have kind of stepped away from recruiting for these roles because they see how dangerous this is. So I anticipate there will be further lawsuits in place and further sorts of discussion about whether this is a kind of job that anyone should be really recruiting for.
Melody, you just hit on a red flag for me, which is these are not Facebook employees. These are not Facebook, not people Facebook is willing to hire and bring into the Facebook fold. They're contractors hired through these third-party operators. To me, that's just an indication that Facebook is just not taking this seriously. If they really want to do this right, why not make these people full-time employees who can get all the benefits everybody else gets at Facebook, where they would have health insurance and this kind of stuff would be covered. So Facebook has been continually trying to solve this problem with technology, and it's a volume problem that technology cannot really get at, and it's just a human problem. So Facebook keeps trying to do this without investing in the people, and I will be convinced they're doing that when they actually start to hire these people at Facebook.
Exactly. And Rick, just a quick point on that. This isn't just for former moderators. This is for current moderators who are still doing this. So they're still reporting to this job. And then now they're saying, okay, cool, I have $1,000 and I'll try to figure out a way to get mental health services in play. So to your point, yeah, it's not a panacea by any means. It feels very much like a Band-Aid. And Facebook, once again, kind of bringing to light the fact that even though Zuckerberg and folks like Elon Musk have said humans are underrated, it's not really coming to play here.
Although, to be fair, I think that there are now some increased on-the-job counseling services that are offered to some of these folks, although we don't know if that is adequate. Thank you, Melody.